Balisti Babbles, Balisti Babbles, Balisti Babbles.
You really do talk a lot.
I know, that's the point. Balisti Babbles, Balisti Babbles. Oh boy, she babbles, Balisti Babbles.
Welcome to another episode of Balisti Babbles. I am your host, Christy Balisti, and today I am not flying solo because I am joined by my favorite redhead and fellow film fan, Mr. Matthew Coyle. Yay!
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here.
I am also very excited.
As you all know, it's been a while since I did my last episode. It was in December. But now
That's a while.
It's been a while. But now I kind of have a new idea of what we're going to do. So there's this book that I found at the library, my place of employment, called 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, and it's an updated version. So we went through and I eliminated all of the foreign films. I'll go back and watch those eventually, but we just kind of skipped those.
Yes.
And we eliminated all the ones we've seen, so we're going to watch all of the ones that we haven't seen. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Of course.
Yes, because we love to watch movies. We make a point to try to watch a new one once a week.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I have done is I randomly picked one of the movies from the list, and we're going to watch it, but I haven't told Matthew what it is yet. And I don't think this is one that you've heard of before because it's a very strange title, and I've heard it recommended so many times on different podcasts I listen to. So I was really excited that it was in the book. Okay, are you ready for the title? The title is The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover.
I've seen it.
You've got to be kidding me!
Not.
No, I had you go through and check. You've seen it already?
So sorry. I
Well,
have
okay,
seen it.
okay, wait. Okay, so this is what happened, everyone. So I made Matthew sit there and go through my little checklist I have in a binder and check off the ones he's seen
Huge
before.
binder.
Okay, it's a big binder because there's 1001 movies.
goodness.
So I said, okay, I marked off the ones I've seen. You mark off the ones you've seen, so that way I know you haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God.
So I guess
I
we
not
missed
mark
that
it?
one. Where's my binder?
I can't
It's
believe
somewhere.
that.
Oh, well, okay.
Sorry.
We're going to pause. See, this is what comes from me not telling you what we're going to watch.
Right.
My plan was foiled.
I can't.
We're going to take a short break, everybody. We'll be right back. And we're back. After a minor offset? Or wait, what's the word I'm looking for?
Speed bump?
Setback. A minor setback. We have found another movie to watch.
Yes.
Thankfully. And if any of you are wondering, whenever we do our review at the end of this, we're not going to give any spoilers in case you want to see it for yourself. Because we'll tell you if we think that this is definitely one that you need to see. But most of these movies that we're going to be watching, I was able to order from the library I work for, which if you go to your local library, you could probably get the movie too.
Anyone can do it.
Sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. But if it's on Netflix or anything, I'll try to tell you so that way you can watch it on there. Anyway, so our second choice for this week's movie is Seven Samurai. And let me get to the page so I can read off the facts. Made in 1954. Whoa. That's the same year my parents were born.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And I'm not going to give the synopsis, but I have heard that this was the original what Magnificent Seven is based on.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So
that's exactly what I heard. Mhm.
Oh, have we watched the Magnificent Seven together?
I don't think so.
I love me some Yul Brynner.
Oh my gosh.
That
most
man?
Definitely.
Oh, I just love him.
Beautiful Russian.
Oh, he is a beautiful Russian, even with no hair.
Oh, he was meant to be bald.
Yes.
Um,
Some men are meant to be bald.
They are. They can pull it off.
Or women. You know
Or
who looks
women.
really good bald or almost with no hair is Charlize Theron.
Oh, yes.
She looks amazing in Mad Max Fury Road, which is another one we need to watch together.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
so back to the samurai. I'm going to just read off the top 3 actors and what their names are in it. And let's see how badly I can mess up their names.
Oh, okay. This should be good.
Toshiro Mifune as Kikochiyo, or parentheses, as Toshiro Mifune.
Okay.
I'm guessing the main character, because on IMDb he's top billing. And then, wait, did
Is
I
this
just
gonna
read
have
this?
subtitles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we'll put the subtitles on, because I don't speak Japanese, do you?
Oh, of course.
Wait, I think it's Japanese. Yeah, there's subtitles.
I spent it
Or
somewhere
maybe
abroad.
there's voiceover English.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
And this is another one that I've heard recommended on podcasts. So
Okay.
I've heard it multiple places.
I have as well.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay, so second star of this magnificent 7 samurai film is Takashi Shimura as Kanbei Shimada.
Nice.
He sounds like a strong man. And, okay, so this is the wife. She's just known as wife. Her name is Yukiko Shimazaki.
Yeah.
I like her already. Okay.
Because of her name?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I like people just by their names. That laugh is great. Okay, so here's what I'm not going to think that it's going to be exactly like Magnificent Seven.
Right.
So,
the structure will probably be similar.
And probably just like, oh, that was my elbow. In case the mic picked that up, I did not fart. Sorry. Okay, so here's what I think is going to happen.
Okay.
So there's these 7 samurai, and they're a group of like vigilantes, like the Avengers, only
Yes.
Japanese. And they go and they save this town from gangsters. And there's a wife. And then one of them dies, so then there's 6 samurai. And I bet there's going to be some really cool fighting with some sticks.
I'm sure there will be too.
Because there's this one guy on the cover that has a really long, what do they call those?
Samurai swords.
Oh, what an odd name for a samurai.
Peculiar, isn't it?
Quite peculiar indeed.
They're just geniuses.
They are. But look at really, I wish you guys could see how long this samurai sword is.
They're known for their swords.
Wow. I'm so excited to watch this.
It's made out of some sort of incredibly strong.
Really?
I can't remember. Don't you remember Kill Bill when she had to have that special samurai sword made?
I wonder if hers was from one of the 7 samurai.
It takes like
Oh. Really? That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's like a process. And it's like not everyone can just have one. Like you have to
You have to earn it?
right, yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's a whole culture thing.
Do you remember that one time in New York City I bought that plastic one? That was a little mini. I got rid of it.
Yes.
I don't. Wait, no. I still have it. It's in my.
Where you like
it's
pull
in my
off the
sink.
case of it.
I felt so cool because it had the, what's it called, a shaft or a shift? The little thing that the sword goes in.
Yes.
What's it called?
I don't know, but it's not a shaft.
I'm sorry, kids.
Oh.
Whatever the sword goes into, it had that, and you could tie it onto your belt, so you could like
Oh.
whip out your sword. And I
Sure.
felt so cool. I was stabbing people.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
I was like the 8th samurai,
Oh, nice.
or maybe the 7th.
Maybe you were the wife.
Hey, now rude.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay, so do you have any predictions for the movie?
Not really.
Because I didn't tell you, but whoever gets closest to the plot gets a prize. And
dogs.
No, you do
I'm
not get to take one
kidding.
of my dogs. That's not a prize to me. Sorry.
One.
Yes.
You gave a very good prediction,
Did
and
I?
I don't really have a different one for
So
that.
yours is about the same.
I do think it's going to be like a ragtag group
Yeah.
of guys that come together to
Yeah.
defeat some sort of evil or
so
bad.
you think they're going to be formed in the movie rather than already being like a group that's already together?
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
Because it's been a while since I've seen Magnificent Seven, so I don't remember exactly
too,
what
yeah.
happens. I just remember Yul Brynner and his hat.
Yeah, but this was supposed to be like supposed to be a huge influence on a lot of those westerns,
Really?
those spaghetti westerns way
Oh,
back in the
that's
day.
so cool. And I didn't realize it was in the 50s.
Yeah, I had no idea
That's
either.
incredible.
I had no clue.
I'm so excited to watch this.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, well, we're going to take another break here. We're going to watch it, and then we're going to come back and tell you how it was. Stay tuned. And we're back. Actually, I'm back because I'm actually recording this a few days after Matthew and I started watching it. And the whole thing is that we started watching it around 10 o'clock at night. We hadn't planned on watching a 3-hour film, so we didn't end up watching the whole thing. We didn't even watch like the first 5 minutes, but I ended up watching it myself. So I am just going to go ahead and tell you how it was and give my review. And hopefully next time, whenever Matthew's here, we'll have better luck at me not picking one he's already seen. And I tell you what, everybody, that was so bizarre because there's like 500 movies that we went through, and I happened to pick the one that he's already seen. I was blown away. So anyway, I watched The Seven Samurai, and I'll just start by saying the first time I watched it, I didn't focus necessarily on how it was made or really focus on the acting, or I didn't really look at it to critique it. I was just watching it as an audience member for the plot and what happened and everything, and it was very good. I liked it. Well, then I started watching it the second time, and I didn't watch this all in one sitting. It's been over the course of a few days. But the second time, I turned on the commentary, which I can't remember what the guy's name was that was on the commentary, but I got like the Criterion Collection on DVD. So the guy who was doing the commentary just knew a lot about not only the movie, but how it was made and the Japanese culture and everything. So as I was listening to that, and I kind of just watched how the acting was and how the shots were set up, and I realized how incredibly good it is. And I've been thinking about it like for the past few days after I've seen it, and I think it's one of the best movies I've ever seen, which I did not expect. Like I expected it to be gorgeous and mind-blowing and epic, but it was just so good. And I really can't put my finger on exactly what makes it so good, which this is my first Japanese film I've ever seen, which, you know, you've heard of Kurosawa and how good of a filmmaker he was. And honestly, after watching this, I want to see more because I am so fascinated by so many things that he was the originator of, that Spielberg and I'm sure Christopher Nolan, like lots of filmmakers have really taken his shooting style. And I was just blown away by this movie. And you have to see it. It's on Hulu. I figured that out. I ordered it from the library, but it is on Hulu. And I don't know if on there they have an option for commentary. I doubt it. But if you get a chance to somehow read up on it, learn more about it, it's great. I give it a 9 out of 10, which that for me, that's a really high number because I mean, I almost want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I like to save those for like ones that are my favorite movies. Whenever me and Matthew were talking about it, we said that we thought that the samurai were going to be formed in the movie and that they're going to be formed to fight some kind of bad guy, which that's obvious. I mean, they're samurai. They're going to be fighting somebody. Yeah. But I'll just give you kind of a rundown of what the plot is about. So there's these farmers, right? And these bandits keep coming every harvest and like taking their food, which kind of sounds like A Bug's Life. Like I'm starting, after seeing this movie, I'm thinking that A Bug's Life is kind of like the bug version of Seven Samurai, if you really think about it. If you've seen Seven Samurai, I think you'll agree with me. But these bandits come and they want to take their food, and the farmers, you know, they don't know how to fight. So they're like, what are we going to do? Let's go hire some samurai. So it's kind of like they're hiring the bugs in Bug's Life, only this time the samurai really are samurai and they're not just actors that they think are samurai bugs. Sorry, I need to get off the Bug's Life tangent. So they go out to find these samurai, and they find this very talented group of 7 men. Well, actually 6. And then there was this one guy that they were kind of like, are you really a samurai, dude? Because you are kind of crazy. But he ends up tagging along. And the man who plays the 7th samurai, him and the guy who plays like the head samurai, and I can't use any of their names because I don't want to botch them, but all the acting in this movie is phenomenal. But the two main characters are the head samurai, who is my favorite, and then the seventh samurai, who I read up about this actor, and he's the type that didn't set out to be an actor right away. He just kind of accidentally stumbled into it, and he was a method actor where he was never out of character, and he was just amazing. So they find these seven samurai, they bring them back, they set up their town to, defend against the bandits. This sounds exactly like Bug's Life. Oh my gosh. Has anyone else thought of this? I'm sure I can't be the only one. So that's the main plot of it. And even though this movie is a little over 3 hours long, there's no fat on it, which means every shot and every scene that they pick to be in this movie is supposed to be there, and it doesn't feel like it drags at all. Which sometimes with older films, I find that there's just kind of some random scenes in it, and I'm like, well, they could have cut that out just to make it a little bit shorter. But I thought it was just the perfect length. And like I said, the acting was great, and not only the actors themselves, but the characters were so compelling and fascinating, and they're just so well, oh gosh, how do I describe them? I don't know, they're just such good characters, like literally good, that just everything they do, you want to just watch them do more. Okay, that made no sense at all, but like the main guy who like sets up all the samurai, I feel like he might be one of my favorite movie characters, and that's huge to say because I just watched it, but I just keep thinking about it, and I think a mark of a great movie is something that makes you think after you've seen it. Like if you just watch it and the day after you just kind of forget about it and it doesn't leave an impact on you. I mean, those are still good movies too, but I like the ones that really make you think about it after you're finished watching and leave an impact on you. So I definitely recommend this movie. It's definitely a must-see before you die. And like I said, it is on Hulu. I'm pretty sure it's not on like the free version of Hulu. You have to have a subscription. And like I said, I got it from the library. So if you have a local library, definitely try to see if they have it there. Since it is considered a classic, they have released lots of remastered editions, and so I'm sure it's on Blu-ray somewhere too if you wanted to buy it. I actually might have to add this one to my collection because I might have to watch it again. I was just so impressed with this movie, and I went into it knowing that I would appreciate it, but I came away from it thinking that it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. So without further ado, go see this, or don't go see this movie. Watch this movie. And I am so bad at wrapping up these things, but I know I will eventually get better at this as I go. I just have a tendency to babble on, which is why I named this podcast Balisti Babbles. And as I said, next episode, I'm sure that Matthew will be here. Maybe not, because I have a few more movies I'm going to watch, but if you listen to the first episode I made, my intention for this podcast was to mostly talk about the Academy Award Best Picture winners. And when I started that, it was in early December, and I was so ambitious, and I thought that I would watch all 87 plus movies before the Academy Awards, which were in February, and I didn't. Because I would have had to watch every movie, like, every day. Like 2 movies a day almost. What was I thinking, folks? I love that I call you folks, because you're probably just one person listening to this, but I'm going to call you folks anyway. So I think what I've decided this podcast is going to be is a little bit of that. I'm still going to try to do Academy Award winners, but I would really like to make it specific to each year of the Academy Awards. So I'll talk about the Best Picture, Best Actor and Actress categories, possibly Best Director. And for the first 10 years of the Academy Awards, they only had Actor and Actress, but once they got Best Supporting Actor and Actress, I'll also be talking about those. And between those, I'll be doing the shows with Matthew or with just myself, talking about one of the movies from the list we have of 1001 movies you must see before you die. So, this is a very ambitious thing for me to do, and I've been wanting to do it forever, but I just need to make sure to actually do it, because I'll get really excited about a project and then I'll just kind of get sidetracked. But I'm determined to get this one going because I'm very excited and I love talking about movies, especially when I'm not just talking to myself. But I don't think this is going too bad, do you think? Okay, now I'm babbling again. So anyway, folks, you can find this episode or this podcast on YouTube under Balisti Babbles. Blah, 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 blah. Balisti Babbles. You can find Balisti Babbles on Twitter. And if you follow the Twitter or Facebook page, everything's under Balisti Babbles. I'm going to be posting probably a week before what movie we're going to be watching, whether it be the one that me and Matthew will watch, or Matthew and I will watch, and I'll also be posting if I'm watching one of the Academy Award pictures. But follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and if you've seen the movie or if you want to kind of watch it around the same time, tweet me or send me a message or a post about your feedback of what you thought about the movie. If it's one of your favorites, if you hated it, whatever your review is. And I want to be able to do a little shout out at the end of the podcast about what people thought about it. So keep looking on there. And I am working on a website, or the website is still a work in progress, but that is coming. And you can find these episodes on YouTube under Balisti Babbles. You can find them on SoundCloud under Balisti Babbles. Or you can find them on iTunes under Balisti Babbles. Everything is Balisti Babbles. I already said that. Well, I'm going to wrap it up, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. As I said, I'm very excited, and I hope that you come back. And like I said, stay tuned to see what we're going to be watching next. Thanks for listening, watching. Bye-bye.
Would you stop babbling already?